Hello, folks. This is your host, Tammy Tuckey, and you are now listening to the Tiara Talk Show. We bring you rare interviews with the makers of Disney magic. Whether they be singers, actors, Imagineers, animators, they have all made their mark on the Disney name. Be sure to check out the show notes, other episodes, contests, our social media pages from Facebook to Twitter, and more on our official website at www.thetiaratalkshow.com. Are you looking to plan and book an upcoming Disney vacation? Contact the Tiara Talk Show's official travel agent, James from Destinations in Florida, by visiting destinationsinflorida.com/tiara for a free quote. The link is also included in the show notes on our website. All guest opinions are theirs and theirs alone and do not represent the opinions of the Tiara Talk Show or the host. The Tiara Talk Show is not associated with the Disney Company. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. And from all of us here at the Tiara Talk Show, have a hoop-de-doo day.
Kind to be human too. What?
I'm excited to welcome this week's Tiara Talk Show guest, Zach Abrams, Director of Special Events and Corporate Relations for CHOC Children's Foundation, to the show. Welcome, Zach.
Oh, thank you, Tammy. I'm so excited to be on the show.
It's great to have you on the show, Zach. We're going to talk a little bit about the CHOC Foundation first. I'd like to talk about that first before we get into the special little event that we're having for CHOC, which is not really little, it's pretty big. So first, let's talk about the foundation. For those who really don't know much about the CHOC Foundation, can you give us a brief synopsis of the foundation and what it stands for?
Well, the CHOC Foundation was founded to raise funds strictly for CHOC Children's Hospital, which was founded in 1954, and our mission is really simple. It's to secure philanthropic support for CHOC Children's commitment to health and well-being of children here in the community. And it's really exciting. We have a great group of people and some wonderful activities and events, and our whole goal is to raise funds to help all the children in our community. And in the last 50 years, we're proud to say that with the support of our friends and community, we've never, ever had to turn a child away because of their family's inability to provide for health care.
And I found it really fascinating to learn that Walt Disney was originally a part of this program when it began. So can you talk a little bit about his involvement with the program and a little bit about why he wanted to start this program?
Absolutely, and I always enjoy telling the story. Back in 1954, actually right before 54, so probably the early 50s, Walt was busy in the process and had made his magic in the Disneyland Resort. And there were several folks here in the community. Orange County was fairly small at that time, and orange groves and fields, and families that were here had to drive 50, 60 miles to find health care for their children. So there were several folks here in the community, and they said, we really need a children's hospital. Well, who can we go to help us? And of course, the first thought was, well, we should look to our community leaders. The biggest of which, obviously, was Walt Disney. So they reached out to Walt, and Walt was more than happy to get involved and be part of that very first group that came together to strategize and to create fundraisers and opportunities to raise the essential funds that were needed to build the hospital. And that very first relationship with Walt is what created the partnership, friendship, and continuous support between CHOC Children's and the Disneyland Resort. And every year, we've had a beautiful relationship. We've always had members of the leadership from the resort involved in our foundation and on our board of directors, and every level of the hospital, from volunteers. And it's a relationship that's so important because, of course, the cast members, those are our family members as well, and we're part of their family. So it's just been a great relationship. The hospital would not be what it is today without Walt and his passion for children and for all the support that we've received over the last 50 years from the park.
And what inspired you to join this company, to be a part of such a beautiful and giving company?
Well, it's kind of funny. The thing that attracted me the most, and probably why I love working even with the Disneyland Resort, is, I feel like you're always a kid at heart. I really believe that you should have fun. My philosophy is you should enjoy everything that you do, and you should have fun. Life is definitely a blessing. And when I found out that we had such an incredible children's hospital in our community, at the time I went online. This was almost 10 years ago, and they had several opportunities, and I applied, and I was fortunate enough to be hired on. And within a couple of months, I had the opportunity to come and work with basically a new department that the foundation had created, and that was a special events department. And in that area, we were going to be responsible for the CHOC Walk in the park and several other signature events for the hospital. And I was very excited at that opportunity, and I had never worked directly with Disney before, and I actually remember my first day walking onto the park. I had a meeting with our friends at Downtown Disney, and I met with their, now she's their general manager, Jean Nicasio, and Build-A-Bear. And we were talking about different ways that we could do something special for the upcoming CHOC Walk. And that was my first experience. And I remember leaving the park so excited to be part of something so special that could create so much excitement and joy for not just the families that we serve here in the hospital, but for the families and friends at the Disneyland Resort as well.
And I'm so excited. I can't go to this event, but this sounds like a really exciting event that you are working on and putting together. It's called the CHOC Ambassadors Luau and the CHOC Walk in the Park event. And again, I'm so bummed I can't be there. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how listeners can actually participate and donate if they can't actually attend the event, or if they can attend the event, where they can sign up?
Absolutely, Tammy. And I can't wait till you can come and join this weekend of fun and excitement. So the CHOC Walk in the Park actually takes place on Sunday, October the 11th, and it happens bright and early in the morning. Folks can sign up at www.chocwalk.org. That's chocwalk.org. And we have a couple of special ways that they can get involved. There is a $65 requirement to participate in the walk that day, but folks can sign up without an initial donation and raise those funds. If they can't attend that day, or maybe they would just still like to be involved, they can sign up as a sleeping bear, and that still allows them to win prizes. We have some incredible prizes and incentives for all of our participants for their efforts in fundraising. For example, and some of these traditions are we've inherited and received from our friends at the resorts. For example, everyone receives the official CHOC Walk in the Park T-shirt. We also have several different fundraising levels. We have a commemorative lapel pin, a beautiful medallion. Also, participants who raise funds of $375 will receive one Disneyland Resort Park hopper ticket. Also, anyone who raises $600 will receive two Disneyland Resort Park hopper tickets. And the prizes continue on from there. And whether you can participate the day of the walk, or if you register as a sleeping bear, you have the opportunity to receive both, or you have the opportunity to receive all those prizes. In addition, for folks that are involved, Disneyland also provides an incredible discount for attendees. So on the day of the walk, if you visit any of the Disneyland ticket booths, you can purchase up to 5 specially priced park hopper tickets that you can later then enjoy. So there's some great opportunities, incentives for that. And then with our CHOC Walk Ambassador Luau, it's another wonderful opportunity for families to enjoy a unique experience in the park. What's great about the CHOC Walk and the CHOC Walk Ambassador Luau is they truly provide our guests with a unique Disneyland Resort experience. So on the day of the CHOC Walk, when you walk through the park, you have the opportunity to see the park as never before, and all of your favorite characters are there, and there's some special opportunities and photo moments as well. And at the Luau, we're fortunate every year that we find one special child who leads us the day of the CHOC Walk. So what we decided to do this year is create a new special event that'll be at the Disneyland Resort Hotel Grand Ballroom on Saturday, October the 10th. And all of our ambassadors from the last 10 years have come together to create a Polynesian-inspired luau for our family and friends. We'll have some special character visits. We'll have face painting, balloon making, yo-yo demonstrations, entertainment from various Polynesian entertainers. The kids will learn a special hula that will be then later performed during the dinner, photos, gift bags, all kinds of great activities. So it truly is 2 days of just magic and fun and our celebration of 25 years of Walking for Children. Our goal is to raise $2.5 million, and if we reach that goal, we will have raised $25 million since the first CHOC walk. And we have no doubt that we'll be able to do that and celebrate Disney's 60th anniversary and CHOC's 25th anniversary of the walk, with raising $25 million for the children here in our community.
I really want to thank you for coming on the show and talking a little bit more about it. I'd like to end with some fun Disney questions I always ask my guests. I call them the Fab Three. So we'll start with the Donald question, which is, as a child, what Disney film would you always watch over and over again?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a tough one. I'll have to say, well, when I was little, I was a child of the 70s. And actually, I had the record player and the books, so the stories. So for me as a child, it would have been those storybooks with the record, and it was Jungle Book. And I would play that on my little blue record player and go through the pages, and that truly was my favorite. And then obviously I would say probably, oh gosh, Little Mermaid's my favorite.
And our goofy question, what Disney character do you think would be your best friend if you met them in person?
Oh, Donald Duck. Without a doubt, Donald Duck. He's just so much fun and feisty.
And our Mickey question, if I asked you to name any Disney song at this very moment, what immediately comes to mind?
Oh, Small World. Absolutely, Small World. I definitely am a huge fan. It's when I go to the park, and it's truly a ride that I enjoy. I just love sitting in the boat and looking at all the characters, and it takes me back to when I was little, and I think that's what's special and unique about the Disneyland Resort, is no matter what age you are, the minute you step foot into the park, for myself, I feel like I'm that young person again, and absolutely Small World is what does that for me, and the song just brings it all back.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Zach. I want to remind listeners that we have links in the show notes below, so you can head right to the CHOC Foundation website, where we have a link to the luau and also to the walk. And again, I hope we have you back on the show, Zach. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you so much, Tammy, and we're so honored and can't wait for you to join us someday.
Say do da ba 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 da doodle da 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 da.